Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with a new topic, that is sexual reproduction in plants. In our last lecture, we completed asexual reproduction in lower organism or lower plant, vegetative reproduction in higher plants. Now come to the point, that is sexual reproduction. What is sexual reproduction? The first point is there is mixing of gamete. Mixing of gametes which are formed after the maturity in all the organism or all the higher plants. Mixing of gametes. Two types of gametes there are, that is female gamete and male gamete. Now this mixing of gamete is called as fertilization. You can define fertilization as the mixing of male gamete and female gamete forming a zygote which is diploid, called as fertilization. This fertilization produces an embryo, and in that embryo the changes called as post-fertilization changes forms a particular new individual, showing the genetical and morphological variation with respect to their parents. Why there is morphological and genetical variation? Because there is mixing of female and male gamete forming a zygote. These male and female gametes are n in number and zygote is 2 in number. This zygote forms an undifferentiated mass of cell called as embryo, and this embryo later on forms a new individual. This is the sexual reproduction in plants. Now the question is, in plants, which is the male reproductive structure and which is the female reproductive structure? For this we already solved the activity, that is the labeling of a typical flower. In plants, the female reproductive structure is gynoecium, which is also known as carpel, and the male reproductive structure is androecium, which is also known as stamen. Gynoecium produces ovules in the ovary, while androecium produces a pollen grain, later on forms a two non-motile male gametes. Today, one by one, we are going to take topics. Today we are starting with the structure of anther. Structure of anther. The immature anther shows a group of cell called as parenchymatous cell. Today we are going to start with the new topic, anther. Okay, the immature anther shows parenchymatous cell, parenchymatous cells having a single layer, a single flattened layer as a covering called as epidermis. Anther is a diathecous structure. Diathecous structure means, already we have studied in the 11th standard, that is a typical anther shows three structures: anther lobe, connective and filament. Now, in the structure of anther, it is necessary to know that each anther is a diathecous structure. Diathecous means having two lobes, and it is tetrasporangiate. Tetrasporangiate. Tetrasporangiate means what? That is each lobe containing two pollen sacs. Means there is 4 pollen sac in each anther. Okay, so it is known as tetrasporangiate. Now this pollen sac contains pollen. Pollen grain is also tetrad in nature. जसं की तुम्ही शेवग्याच्या शेंगामधल्या बिया बघता ना, त्या जशा असतात टेट्राड फॉर्म मध्ये, त्या प्रकारे पोलन ग्रेन असतो. हे स्ट्रक्चर म्हणजे पोलन ग्रेन तयार होण्यासाठी हा जो पॅरेंकायमॅटस टिश्यू किंवा सेल आहे, यामध्ये काय बदल होतात ते आपल्याला बघायचं आहे. त्याकरिता आपल्याला टीएस ऑफ अँथर या टॉपिक कडे वळावं लागेल. नाउ कम टू द पॉइंट, दॅट इज टीएस ऑफ अँथर.